Alrighty, guys. So a lot of, I wouldn't say controversy, but a lot of interesting opinions have been circulating around Anaxa. I feel like I've either seen, um, Herta stuff, or I've seen like Anaxa glaze to a like unholy level, right? Which I think Anaxa is very, very good. But I'm curious to see where Prydwen does put them on the tier list, because for better or worse, Prydwen still is the most popular tier list that people use. I literally see people use the site all the time. Hell, I still use the site for just general information, just because I always have it pinned, right, for tier list stuff and whatnot, right? And they're pretty accurate with like what like of how much break effect Ruin Main needs, or Tingyun, or sorry, not Tingyun, Fugue, right? Or how much like effect hit rate you need to like generally hit enemies. Like they can't really get that wrong, right? Which is nice. So I will admit I do use it for that, but because people use it so much, the tier list gets viewed a lot, so we gotta see where they say. I'm going to assume that Anaxa is going to be high tier in MOC in Apocalyptic Shadow. Probably Apocalyptic Shadow is best mode, because in that mode, unless you are just like super beefy, you pretty much have to break them to do any damage, and Anaxa just makes that insanely easy, because it makes it to where anybody attacking can break weakness, because he implants all weakness. He's literally just AoE Fugue if you really think about it at that point, right? So Apocalyptic Shadow, he'll be high. MOC should be high. I see his worst one being Pure Fiction, just because bounce can be like a little bit unreliable when you're trying to hit certain enemies, right? Unless you obviously target one at the beginning. But if you're trying to hit two specific enemies and not having AoE, would kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie. Now, sorry, I had to turn on my mic. I unplugged my mic and I just realized it was on lower settings. So if my voice is louder, there it is. But anyway, let's see where they put Anaxa. Okay, so they have them in support DPS. Oh no, they have them both. Okay, it makes sense. So they have this for Argenti, I believe, as well. Yeah, Argenti's here, and then Argenti's also here. Do they do it for Serval? I can't remember. I don't think they do. Yeah, Serval's only in support DPS. The reason they do this is because there's support for Herta, right? So this is where he is for supporting Herta. This is an MOC tier 1 for MOC. Really, that feels really low. I would have thought maybe they would have put him here, right? I mean, hey, okay. Um, I mean, this isn't gonna matter because he's on both tiers. I'm presuming this is either one or the other. I'm assuming this is going to be him as a sub DPS, right? Okay, so Pure Fiction, he's tier 1 and tier 1. Okay, so he's tier 1, and then he's tier 0.5, and then for support he's tier 0. Okay, so this one is for support. For support, he's 0.5, 1, and tier 0. So let's look at who's with, right? So for Proctor with Shadow, it's up there with Chibi. This makes sense. I mean, this is literally like his mode, technically. For 7 DPSs, this makes sense, right? These guys are still like really OP. Fei Zhao being in tier 0 still is crazy. I mean, she is a bit old at this point, so I'm glad, like we're trying to beat the power group allegations, right? So this I can fuck with. I can fuck with this. I can fuck with this too. I feel like for MOC he's a little low, no? Like on the same tier as like Boot Hill. Like I love Boot Hill, but like single target shenanigans and there's multiple enemies, it's super annoying. Especially because it's what Flame Reaver and who's the other one? Hang on, let me look. I'm still in game right now. Parlor car, teleport. Let's see. I actually can't remember. It's Flame Reaver and Kafka, right? Okay, so I guess it makes sense, right? Like Boot Hill would be used for that, but there's so many enemies, right? For this one, I feel like Boot Hill would be like that great. So I'm on the same tier as Anaxa feels like kind of weird, right? I haven't used Firefly in this MOC, so I can't really say. I guess actually, is this the no? This is the newer MOC. They still haven't updated to this one, right? Because this one is Pure Fiction. No, it's Apocalyptic Shadow. That's the new one. It's Apocalyptic Shadow. Anyway, regardless though, I feel like that's a little low. I feel like the Pure Fiction stuff is fine, right? Because this is going to be his worst mode. He's not terrible. This is fucking hilarious, though, to me. This is so funny. Because people are screaming, "Oh, he had like Herta support, and he's good to Herta support. He is the best Herta support, right? But I feel like he just gets so much more value as his own DPS, right? Like if you're only summoning him for Herta support, you're better off just like waiting until we get like an actual real Edition support character, right? Like Jade is like kind of like that. Her whole thing is pretty much like buff someone else just to follow up attacks, right? Something kind of similar to that, but for actual like buffing, right? Kind of like how this could be like a bad example, right? But how Harmony MC, when they came out, was a support, but Harmony MC still did like really good damage with break effect. So it was kind of like a sub DPS slash support, kind of similar to that, where it's like the addition character does damage, but they also are buffing the team or buffing one character. With like if this character uses a skill and hits like 3 enemies, buff your team's crit damage by like 50% or something like that, right? I feel like you might as well just wait for that. Herta's still good even without Anaxa, but yeah, I feel like if you pull Anaxa for being his own DPS or for like implant weakness stuff, then you can just reap the benefits of having like the best Herta support, right? But I don't know. It feels just like a not like a what's the words I'm looking for? It feels wrong to summon for Anaxa just so you'd only use him on Herta. Like if you're a huge Herta fan, like I guess sure, like it is still the play, but I don't know. I feel like he just has so much more value than that, and I'm just every time I see people like, oh, Anaxa makes Herta go crazy, yada yada. I'm like, bro, he does so much more than that, man. It sucks, right? Unfortunately for me, I think I am just like skipping. Like I have a good amount of currency saved up for Cypher, and I'd rather keep it like that. Fate's probably going to be right after that, or the net patch after. So I kind of want to have it ready just in case. I'm assuming we might get one character for free, and there's going to be another one summonable, 100%. We don't know if they're going to have their own light cones, or like there's going to be a 4-star light cone, or one's a 4-star, whatever it may be, right? We'll have to wait. But if they're dropping light cones, I wanna keep my currency, right? But Anaxa is such a cool character. I think they really did good on his kit, and design wise, he's great, right? But I think they really did nail his kit. He's not super broken, but what he does, he's really good at. I'm very curious to see, like I said, the Silver Wolf buffs to see like where she sits, right? Um, but yeah, no, Anaxa, I think this is somewhat solid. You know, let me know what you guys think of Anaxa in the comments. Do you think he really just is delegated to being Herta support? Do you think he shines as his own DPS? Have you been using on teams other than him being main DPS? Like, have you been using him with someone like Argenti, Jade? I've seen a couple of Jade Anaxa teams, which I think is pretty cool, right? Let me know what you guys are running him in, and of course, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Wars content, and I will catch y'all in the next one.